So did I do it?
Hello everyone, welcome to Devil's Quarters, and we're doing things a bit differently today. I've actually already recorded the actual challenge, and we're going to spend some time talking about the challenge. The reason for that is I used Zoom to record myself today so I could screen share and do all that, and I think that came out well. But the audio wasn't quite as good as I wanted it to be, and yeah, no one really watches Devil's Quarters, but I wanted it to be better. And then also I thought it took a long time to do it because you were hearing me talk about things and go on tangents about things and try to figure out the spacing of my art. So I decided I would speed everything up and get to the point a bit faster, so we have this nice shorter video. It was half an hour, I think now it's about 10 minutes. So yeah, that's what we're doing. If I look over here, it's because I'm watching the video as it's happening. So as you can see, I'm doing sort of a pixel art of Mario. I'm trying to mimic this picture that's on there. I can't remember, I basically had like a PowerPoint and I was going to go back and forth. Why don't I just have the Mario like next to it so I can compare and make it a bit easier for me as a reference. Some people might say like, well, you should have been creating it from like the beginning. You shouldn't have been referring to anything besides the colours. But I'm not that good at this. And I did want to try and do something, and I thought, hey, pixel art's fun. I'm a gamer. That would be exciting. Unfortunately, if you see any sort of like weird sort of like visual things, chances are that's me. You know how sort of weird Excel can be. If you like click too far, it like throws you to like the end of the sheet. So I think at this point I'm showing you how I got the palette. So yeah, that was a whole big deal here. Did you know that Excel does not have the eyedropper tool? So I had to actually basically get triangles and like fill it in, and then I was like, right, so now I know what the special code is, and I put it into the Excel. And really annoying it doesn't have the eyedropper tool. But yeah, I thought this was really a lot of fun. I did this when I was in primary school, not pixel art, but we did Excel art. And I've always been meaning to get back to it, but then it's always just like a bit more work than it needs to be. But yeah, I thought this is a lot of fun, and I wish I could get the spacing better, but maybe someone else has that. I maybe should have looked like Excel height and width to make pixel art, in particular NES pixel art. Chose Mario just because it was simple. Can't remember if I said that or not. I maybe prefer to have done someone a bit more complicated. Like, I know for Mario Maker there's a Shulk sort of 8-bit sprite, and that would have been a lot of fun. But again, I just thought I should make this simple. It was already quite difficult with the spacing, and I do think I got everything like mostly right, especially after I fixed the hat. The hat was initially too sort of squished. But yeah, it was interesting. And what did I talk about in this? I'm trying to think. Let's think. I think I'm mostly talking about my day. Like I went out last night with a few friends. Well, I say no. You know what? It was a few friends to me because I didn't know the rest of them, so I was just sort of chatting in a particular group, and that was a lot of fun. I liked that group. It was my friend from work. Her name is Imogen, and it's her birthday with her boyfriend Alfie. Who I also know Alfie, but even though I've met up with Imogen and Alfie about the same amount of times, I feel closer to Imogen. That might just be like a classic Scott thing where I just feel more comfortable around women. I think that mostly comes from the fact that even my dad was present, but he was working, and he was always travelling, and he wouldn't come home a lot because of that. I was mostly raised by my mum, so I just wonder if I just feel more comfortable because I know I have more of a, in this scale of masculine to feminine energy, I probably have more of a masculine energy. No, sorry, feminine energy. That's the exact opposite thing that I'm saying. So, if you're wondering why I was zooming in there, I felt like something was up with the spacing where, because I had moved something, maybe now the what would you call that? It's sort of like a hazel brown. I thought that brown was maybe too far over at one point, but I think it was actually just the lines of the Excel. So then I brought the Mario over, and I knew it wasn't going to be like a complete overlap. You can see that mine is maybe a bit too wide in some ways, like the eye is too wide and things of that nature, but I don't think I did quite a good job with it. I think I was getting there, and I think by the time I had done the head, this is taking a long time, but I think I was still just finding my rhythm. And I did notice, because when you do this sort of thing, you notice things that you just wouldn't when you're playing the game. And I noticed that Mario has one dungaree that is just not all the way up. And I wondered why that was. I thought it was really interesting that they designed it like that. And I was really quite proud, actually, that I was getting something that was close. And yeah, I have the reference right there. It isn't from memory. But I was quite pleased with myself that I managed to do that. And again, this is all just about the Devon Scottus thing. Even today, like, yeah, I did the challenge. I experimented in that way, but I experimented when I was editing Devon's video. I wonder if when Devon gets back from his holiday, will we end up having it be more that I'm editing? Because he seems very pleased with how things have been edited recently. Maybe he'll say like, hey, this is a particular type of video that I think you would like. And I do like editing. I really do. I think this short, like, Scott is responsible for the editing, because there's something. Devon has given me the footage to edit, and I have to send it back to him, which is sort of a role reversal of how we've been doing things. So I think if he asked me, I probably would say yeah. Like if there were bigger videos, and maybe we just find that balance, because I have been enjoying that. And yeah, I also talked about how proud of Devon I was, still am, because he's had a lot of victories recently, and that's his story to tell. But I'm just proud of him if he's watching this. So yeah, I went out with my friends. I don't know if I have enough time to actually talk about the other thing, because we're getting to the end. I'm doing Mario's feet, but yeah, hopefully you enjoyed seeing this. I think one thing I do want to say is, I always say, hey, you should follow along with Devon Scottus. If you're watching, you should do it. I really would encourage trying to do this, but yeah, that's the end of the video.